go. Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Night Rights. I am Jax Wolff, your host for tonight. If you happen to be new to the area, I have gotten a lot of new followers on Blue Sky, which I am very happy about. I hope some of them have joined in tonight. But if you haven't, no big deal. You wouldn't hear this anyway, but no big deal if nobody's there. But if it is your first time here, Night Rights is a very simple concept. Essentially, we sit here, we chill, we vibe, and we do writing sprints, or you listen to me just to edit my stuff. Tonight, it's going to be a writing sprint night. We do have an open chat. Feel free to chat, say whatever you'd like, so long as it doesn't violate the good old TOS of the YouTubes. Come and say hello, talk about your work, talk about how you're doing. I will read your stuff aloud and respond to them. Or, if you don't want me to respond to it, if you just want to chat with other people, that is totally a-okay too. We are all kind of vibing here. Every night we have an icebreaker of the night. Basically, these are little questions to help you get started with all the chatty chats. Tonight's icebreaker is, who's your MC's biggest ride or die? That's a rather simple question, so we're going to spice it up a little bit. How did they meet also? So, and who is the number one person who would put their lives on the line for your main character? How did they meet? How does your main character feel about them? And so on and so forth. Also, hello, Lily Lockwood. Welcome to Night Rights. I think that's... Have you joined us before? I can't remember, but if you haven't, welcome. So yeah, feel free to, with the icebreaker, feel free to put your answer in the chat. Usually we like to spend the first 20 or so minutes, maybe half an hour up to, just chatting about answers and stuff like that. Later on, we will start in our word sprints. Those are also pretty easy to get the hang of. If you have done word sprint before, it's basically the same thing as usual. You see that little timer in the bottom left of your screen. That is going to be our little timer that we go off of. We have 20-minute sprints here, spaced out with 15-minute breaks, wherein we just chill and chat. If you haven't done word sprint, let me just walk you through it very quickly. It is a little period of productivity, so you can do whatever you like during those 20 minutes, so long as you are doing something. And at the very end of the 20 minutes, we regroup and we basically talk about our progress. For writers, that's pretty easy. Just state your word count, and we will cheer you on and so forth. If you're editing, I like to count how many words you've read. So if you've read 3 paragraphs, you would tell us how many words are in those paragraphs, even if you didn't technically edit them. But do whatever you feel is most comfortable. And if you're not writing at all, just tell us how you're vibing, how you're feeling. Lily Lockwood says, I have a few weeks ago, but not recently. Life has been busy and chaotic. Oh, understandable. God, politics aside, these past couple of weeks seem to have been chaotic for everybody, but it is good to see you again, and it is good to see that you have survived. Also, hello, Companion Wolf. How are you tonight? Welcome again to, I'm glad that you've actually made it to another Night Rights. How are you faring tonight? Are you up for the fun times, or is it another EP time? Let us know. Let me resize that timer, because that's one thing about OBS. It likes to do whatever it feels like doing. That's not what I meant to do. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm to do. That's better. Natalie L says hello right back at you. How are you doing? I do believe you're new to the channel. Welcome. I'm not sure how much of the explanation you've heard, but basically we are just, this is a space where we vibe. Eventually we will do some writing sprints. But basically, feel free to chat in the chat room, and I will read your response aloud and respond to them. If you check out the little panel on your left, we do have a question of the night, basically the icebreaker of the night. That is something that you can respond to and just plop into chat if you're feeling a little bit nervous, don't know what to say. Other than that, the writing sprint will begin in about, I'd say maybe 10-20 minutes. We're just sort of like gathering, trickling in and settling in, catching each other up, and potentially responding to the icebreaker of the night. Companion Wolf says, I want to work on developing a shotgun scenario, very short adventure module for the TTRPG Delta Green, because it's currently contest season for that. Ooh. Well, good luck with that. When you say contest season, as in you submit modules and potentially win prizes? Because if so, that is really cool. And I wish you the best of luck with whatever you end up entering. Manual says contest for the best shotgun scenario. Ooh, okay. I can vibe with that. Well, definitely good luck with that. Natalie says, I'm October Dream on Blue Sky. Saw your post about this earlier and thought it'd be neat to try to join. Oh, yeah. You are a new mutual, so hello. I'm really excited to have you in chat so that we can talk and get to know each other. So, welcome. Also, thank you. These are usually pretty chill, so I do hope that you have fun. Basically, like I was saying, it's mostly word sprints. We usually do 3 word sprints all together, separated by 15-minute breaks where we just chat. Oftentimes I go off on little tangents and nobody stops me. So it's gonna be a fun and wild night. So yeah. Going back to the icebreaker of the night, who's your MC's biggest ride or die? I am posing that to the entire chat. If you've been following my stuff, you already know that I'm writing a best friends to lovers romance, so the answer for me is obvious. My main characters' ride or dies are each other, Mick and Eleanor. For those of you who are kind of new to my stuff, I am writing a romance novel that involves dragons and idiots falling in love and going on adventures and shenanigans and stuff like that. But that having been said, Lily Lockwood says, for the icebreaker, the 4 MCs of Song of Broken Bells work in progress all end up as ride or die for each other by the end. Leodin, I am so sorry if I mispronounced that, meant Vasil when she was 10, he was 125 elf after bad things happened in her hometown. That is a terrible break, YouTube. Shame on you. He became her mentor and best friend. They both met Minnow and Isla at, I am so sorry if I butchered those, at Summer Solstice Festival, where they were looking for a way to get rid of Leodin's magic. Oh, I am fascinated by that last sentence. But also I just like, before I get too far off into the tangent, I just want to say I love the fact that you have a found family going on here. Uh, found family slash potential polycule. Well, no, one of them was 10 when she met the other, so found family, I'm going to assume. But it is super sweet to see a bunch of like multiple people being super ride or die. You are my number one. I will lay my life on the line for you kind of thing going on, because that's absolutely healthy relationships, healthy relationship goals. But that having been said, I am so fascinated. I really want to know why an elf wants to get rid of his magic. You got all the names perfectly. I am actually shocked, but thank you for clarifying. Aside from being between Leodin and Vasil, there are definitely polycule vibes. That is very fair. Like, yeah, I mean, it would be weird if like 125-year-old and 10-year-old were like, yeah, eventually, even after the 10-year-old grew up, yeah, we're that. But I am still totally cool with like any other configuration where between adults here. Because also, it's like I do like seeing polyamory in any sort of fantasy. Like it's a new-ish concept. Well, not newish, but like it's one of those configurations we don't really talk about that often, and it's actually a really sweet way to resolve kind of like all kinds of tension and problems that you would find in like dumb things like love triangles. But yeah, Companion Wolf says Polly, I use emoji, but yes, oh, there was a message that I missed. Very cool. Not just got ooh. I need to learn what Delta Green actually is, or look into it, because heck yeah, TTRPGs. I am always up for poking around on more of them. But also back to the poly question mark emoji bit. 100%. Like I fully encourage poly shenanigans. I am also down for what's going on in chat right now. If somehow chat replay isn't a thing, basically TTRPG people have found each other. And Companion Wolf specifically says, "Oh swag, fellow DG agent in the chat, let's go. I will maybe throw the document into the Discord if I can start it tonight." I encourage that, but I also feel like some of the like if you have a blue sky, also put it up there. And well, no, because that's contest entry. Blue sky DMs. Go hit each other up. Go like give each other your handles and share. Like I do have a Discord, and these streams are advertised there, but it is very closed and mostly Tumblr people, and I do have to apologize right there. Natalie L says, "I'm super new to this whole thing, writing my first novel or really big project at all. I haven't figured out a way to describe my plot without spoiling twists." That is a very valid worry. Personally, I just kind of like spoiler away because, like, if you take things out of context, one thing that helps is if you take things out of context, a lot of people don't know what you're saying is going to be a spoiler. And this goes especially if you start talking about your stuff on Blue Sky. Sure, you can make things searchable. You can kind of sort of search words in people's skeets, but it's not really an exact system unless you do a hashtag. If you don't hashtag anything, then Blue Sky doesn't have an easy archive. So, like, you can say things, and 9 times out of 10, unless somebody has, like, the excerpt right in front of them, or unless you will not stop talking to them about it, they will probably forget what you were talking about. Like, true story, this is actually true for any social media, really. Even the stuff that does have archives. Like, I remember being on Tumblr, and Tumblr has an archive system. You can definitely, like, find entire tags, like search just for tags on somebody's profile. They said it was broken, but you could do it. And besides, there was an archive that you can see bunches of posts at once. And I would be talking about my works in progress on Tumblr, and then I'd have like longtime mutuals come up to me and say, "So what are you working on? Like, what's I know nothing about your works in progress." And I'd be like, on the one hand, I feel great because like I feel like I'm not really bothering you by talking about my silly dragon escapades, but on the other hand, it's like I've talked about nothing but silly dragon escapades for literally every single day, multiple times a day in this month. But that might also say a lot about the Tumblr atmosphere, but I kind of feel like in Blue Sky it's a little bit hard to know everything about what everybody is doing. So like definitely don't worry too much about talking about spoilers, because trust me, until somebody can read your entire thing, like until they have the book in front of them, they will not remember anything that you say. Spoiler culture is a fake thing, believe me. That said, Companion Wolf says Delta Green is basically Call of Cthulhu, but you're more modern. It's got its own lore. Ah, that does sound like fun. Especially since it's been ages since I've actually looked into the Call of Cthulhu stuff. It has its own vibe, and I do kind of like miss those late 90s, early aughts, dark and gritty, urban fantasy TTRPGs like Call of Cthulhu, World of Darkness, especially. But yeah, Lily Lockwood says Vassal and Lee don't really have a romantic relationship because of their history together, but they definitely love each other in a familial way. But everyone else in the MC group form a bit of a polycule. I am here for that. Companion Wolf says, "Oh, I need to make a B-Sky eye for Gar." Full disclosure, I thought you already had one. So that's my bad. Like, I've been talking about it incessantly in the Discord, and I thought you were one of the people who made one after I wouldn't shut up about it. Natalie L says, "Kind of building the road as I drive. My MC ride or die is her best friend, who's the catalyst of the story. She is hoping to rescue her from a commune cult." Ooh. I do want to hear more about this work in progress, because that actually, just like that little basic premise, does sound like a lot of fun. It can go so many different ways. Like, you could have like a fantasy or supernatural horror kind of commune cult where the cult god or demon or whatever shows up and the fine time is had by all. Or you can have a religious drama thriller where it's like a religious drama slash coming of age kind of thing where it's just like there is no god, but the people kind of suck. But for sure, I will have to dig around your Blue Sky and see if I could find more. But for sure, don't be afraid of talking about any of that. Lily Lockwood says, "Oh yeah, I've probably given away so many spoilers, but I doubt anyone will remember them." Exactly, like it's so great on Blue Sky because you say things there, and sure, some stuff will gain traction, but it's sort of like it gets it. The beauty about social media is that it gets swallowed up for the most part, unless it's particularly scandalous or it's like, yeah. But like spoilers, yeah, no, they will just you can toss them in and don't have to worry about them. Companion Wolf says, is Skeets the word for B-Sky posts? Amazing. Natalie L says, yes, Skeets is a thing, or post whatever you prefer. And that's helpful to hear. Thanks. To the last one, you're very welcome. And to the Skeets, yep. A lot of people who go on Blue Sky for the first time don't realize that's actually a literal thing. There was apparently a discussion that took place early on where the staff actually did ask the user base, what do you want to call these? And they said Skeets. So that is the official term for them. I have seen other people try to do other stuff, like I saw one person earlier this week go, I'm calling them Flutter because Skeet is so ugly. I'm like, you do that, but they're Skeets. Officially. It's terrible. But that's also kind of beautiful, in my opinion, because it says a lot about our user base that we would come up with the word Skeet. And that's just it. Lily Lockwood says, I like Skeets because it makes me think of mosquitoes. That too. I personally like Skeet because it's hilarious as a word. It's also kind of snappy. Like, it's memorable, it's snappy, it rolls off the tongue, it's very quick. It's Skeet. But I also like the idea of, mosquitoes. Or mesquite. Like mesquite barbecue. Anyway. So we are coming up to 8:30, which means that now would be a good time to start prepping for our very first word sprint of the night. I can't believe my brain just kind of collapsed in on itself on those words, but yes, they are word sprints. So if you'd like to pull up your documents or whatever you feel like doing, Companion Wolf, you have mentioned that you have a contest entry to get to, so we know about you, but feel free, anybody else, to let us know what you're working on, and to prepare that doc for the very first run. Natalie L. says, this is the first time I'm talking to anyone about the project except my husband, so it's very new to me. Oh, totally understandable. It's rest assured that you are not alone in feeling that a little bit awkward. It is very awkward to start talking about your stuff, especially since there's a culture of not exactly fear, but sort of like creators tend to be afraid that if they put their works in progress out there, somebody will steal their ideas, or they'll lose interest. There are thousands upon thousands of things that make people feel a little bit anxious about posting. But I will say that the more you talk about your stuff, the easier it will be. And if it helps, also, oftentimes talking about yourself, but also your stuff, like both, will actually help you creatively in the long run, because a lot of people say that writing is a lonely hobby, and that's a little bit true because you are doing this on your own. Those are your ideas that you're putting on paper, and you're spending so much time developing them. But it's also a group activity in the sense that you turn to your fellow authors and writers to commiserate, for support. And also, rubber ducking often helps, like the act of rubber ducking, which means bouncing ideas off of other people, can often help you get unstuck. So it's great for reigniting your passion in your work. It's great for helping you figure out the rough corners of what you're trying to do. And overall, like, it can be it's at least in my experience, it's often a lot easier to progress forward with your work the more that you talk about it. So I fully encourage, take it as slow as you need to. Share it only as much as you feel comfortable with. Let yourself warm up to the point where you can talk about things, but definitely don't be too don't feel like you absolutely cannot do it. You know what I mean? Let yourself explore the possibility that reaching out is, I don't know, like reaching out is healthy for you. Give it a shot. See if it helps you with your writing. But be patient and do what makes you feel most comfortable. If that makes sense. That having been said, first off, Natalie, 100% I will definitely be here to listen to your ideas as they come in, as you feel comfortable sharing them. You left your blue sky in the chat. That is October Skies, right? October Dream. I am so sorry. I will definitely bring that up and poke around your B Sky account as I can. But also, everybody else here is also here for you too. So for sure, feel free to chat with us, share your stuff with us. Just do what you feel comfortable. Companion Wolf says, "Okay, gamers, I must go, but good luck with words." Oh, you're leaving? Oh, we're just getting started too. But that, I joke. I understand, Companion Wolf. Thank you so much for coming. And you know that tomorrow we are also going to be streaming as we always do. So I hope you're able to make it. But if not, then I will hopefully see you later on next week. But for sure, take care for tonight. I hope you get plenty of rest, and I hope you get plenty of stuff done on your contest entry. Companion Wolf says, "Yeah, I have a thing, but I wanted to poke in as much as I could." I appreciate you. And you will be there tomorrow. Excellent. In that case, I'm not going to hold you up. Go do your thing, and I will see you tomorrow. For the rest of us, we will be starting our first sprint in, let's call it 8:35. So, feel free to bring up your docs. Naliel says, "Oh, definitely, thanks so much. This is the first opportunity I've had, really. I know I'll get more comfort as I go. I joined some Discords for NaNoWriMo, but they're weirdly dead, and I haven't had the time to figure out Discord." I can definitely see that. I'm not sure if it's because NaNoWriMo itself is dead, or a lot of writing communities tend to be dead, but that's basically it. I do know that starting off right, there's another writing community that I'm a part of. So little side advertisement here, but they're on Blue Sky. I think they are actually literally starting off right. Yes. If you go to startingoffright.bsky.social, I will post that in chat real quick. They have a Discord that is opening tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. So that's another one that you could potentially join. We're going to hopefully aggressively do a meet and greet starting tomorrow, but we will see, and who knows if I'll have the spoons myself to do it. But I do admit that a lot of writing discords tend to be a little bit quieter. I'm not quite sure why. But Discord, it's a little bit intimidating to get into, for sure. It's a little bit overwhelming, especially if you have like larger Discords where there's a bunch of people talking at once and whatnot. Lily Lockwood says, I find big writing Discords to be really hard to keep up with, but the writing community on B-Sky and previously Twitter, but she's dead now, is really fantastic. Yes, exactly. Like, the bigger writing Discords have a lot going on. They usually have their own cliques that are really difficult to kind of like break into. And there's no real good entryway to worm yourself into the discussion, I find. And either way, they're like super duper active and can be a little bit overwhelming. Like, you would think that, oh, chat rooms, that's easy to grasp and get a handle of, but Discords can be kind of like an entire thing entirely, so I can understand. But word wholeheartedly with the writing community on B-Sky. So, once again, advertising starting off right, but like any sort of writing community event. I know that you have a decent chunk of followers, Natalie, so you might have already discovered a lot of them, but like Whip Snips is a good one. Weeknight Writers, they actually have their own event an hour before these streams. You basically go in and you answer questions, and then you respond to other people's answers. It's a lot of fun. But like stuff like that, I wholeheartedly just like recommend dropping into all of those events and just like practice answering those questions because they're very simple and easy ways to talk about your stuff and connect with other writers because they all have prompts and it's very easy to just kind of dive in. Pitch events too. Pitch events are usually pretty low key and all you have to do is like summarize your stuff and then start chatting with other people, which is why I'm super excited that they're finally on B-Sky. But you have quite a few different options in the B-Sky community. And I do agree with Lily in saying it is super duper chill and laid back. I keep on pushing back the first time, so I apologize for all the fun and rambling. But that having been said, we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So this is word sprint number 1. Pull up your docs or whatever else that you'd like to write or make progress on. Oh, Blue Pit is also really good. I think that is the next one, isn't it? Because I know that there are other ones that have been popping up, and oh no, there's also Holly Pit, which is a holiday one that's happening in December. So Blue Pit is pretty chill though, because like Holly Pit is supposed to be like holiday themed, but it's not just for holiday themed works in progress. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I've never really done Holly or heard of Holly Pit before, so I don't know. You know, I don't have any past examples to turn to. So that one's going to be interesting, but if you want something a little bit more low-key, Blue Pit is a good starting point. They've also like actually put together really good graphics to walk you through a pitch event if you've never even participated in one before. So like definitely check out Blue Pit. But that having been said, at this point we might as well start at 8:40. Man, uh, I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Fuck it, let's start at 8:40. What else have we got in terms of pitch events? Oh, Whip Pit is going to be starting on November 30th. And that one, oh shit, that one is a long one. It says November 30th to December 13th. Um, I almost don't want to be like, let's switch over, but you'll see like all my personal pins, so I'm not going to do that actually. Um, but it's for works in progress only, so that's going to be a little bit easier to break into if you're just starting. Events will run at 12 a.m. EDT to 12 a.m. That makes sense, but is it literally? Starting November 30th, I will start posting whip sticky note questions to help you. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Now I'm reading these rules correctly. It's happening December 14th, but if you want to join in with questions and get to know the community, drop in November 30th for themed questions. Okay. Whip Snips is hosting one in February, it looks like. Yes. I'm super excited about that one as well. Especially since Rosie says that she's going to be doing Whip Snip themed pitch event, which in my mind says that you're going to be pitching via snippets, and that's going to be a lot of fun to read through. It's like let's have little tastes of what you're doing, so that's going to be awesome. I feel like that's basically it in terms of general. Like, I do have that starter pack, but the remaining ones, it's very specific. Like, Unhinged Pitch Event had just passed, so we don't know when the next one is going to be yet. But that one's actually a lot of fun. You get to pitch your whip via memes, and it's a good time had by all. Then there's Sky Pit, which is Kidlit, Kidlit GN, which is Kidlit for graphic novels, Small Pitch, which is for small presses and authors. Actually, that one might be also one that you can do. Oh, no, it's for if you specifically want to land with a smaller indie press. So probably not. Last one is Pitch Dis, which is for unagented disabled authors, which is also really cool. But like, if you're not, then if you're not disabled, then it's not for you, sadly. There is technically a queer pitch event on Blue Sky, but it hasn't been active since 2023, so I'm not counting it. I don't know if it's going to revive now that activity is trickling on from Twitter, but that is a thing. Anyway, it is now past. See, this is what happens. I get on tangents and then I won't shut up. But yeah, let's prepare for our first sprint. 20 minutes on the clock. It's 8:43, but at this point we are like already 15 minutes late to our first sprint. My bad. So prep those docs. And I wish you the best of luck on whatever you're working on right now. Whether it's the whips that you've been talking about for the past 45 minutes, or just getting to your computer, because I feel like, I don't know if there was like a literal I am on the road message in there. That might just be me. But yeah, whatever whatever you'd like to do in these next 20 minutes. Gear up for it. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that many a productivity happens in these 20 minutes. But all that stalling aside, we are starting in 3. Get ready. Get set. And go. Hup. And there we are. Our very first sprint has just concluded. So how did you do? I am currently standing at 321 words, which isn't too bad of a start for somebody who hasn't really done any sort of warm-up before doing this. Like, I'm jumping in feet first and just kind of like plodding along. So far, chapter's kind of overall, but like, I'm getting back into it slowly but surely. I said this last week and I'm saying it again. At the very least, I had gotten past the one scene that I had been working on for about 2 weeks. So we're on to a new scene. Yay. And we will eventually get to the rest of the rewrites. It just has to take time, and I will be patient with myself. But that having been said, how did everybody else do? Plop your word counts into chat. Lily Lockwood says, managed to get 425 words, which is impressive considering how much I've been fighting with this chapter. That is a mood. Sometimes you just have chapters that want to put up a fight. But, what kind of fight are you facing right now? Like, what's kind of giving you the most issues? For me, it's just like a lot's been going on, so it's difficult to find motivation to continue on. I definitely need a break overall, but it's like life has not yet presented an opportunity for break. Max says, I got here partway through and I'm just here to hang out. That is totally a-okay, but also hello. Welcome to our stream. And hanging out is completely valid. Sometimes you just kind of need to sit back, relax, vibe for a while. I'm not sure how loud the music is. I've been adjusting it up and down. If you're not hearing it, that's okay. It's just a generic lo-fi station on YouTube. But if you can hear it, you know, you have chill beats. If you can't quite hear it, then you probably still have chill beats, but just the beats. And I apologize in advance if that's the case. This is cryptic, by the way. I just realized that the link opened in a different account than usual. I was wondering, like, I was like, ooh, new friend, because I've been getting a lot of new followers on Blue Sky, thanks to the Twitter exodus, the ongoing Twitter exodus, and I keep on getting more. I'm pretty sure most of them are just following anybody who says that they're a writer and they're not really interested in doing too much of the way of friendship. But quite a few people are, so I'm like, oh no, I now have to introduce myself and be social with new people, which is not bad, but, you know, anxious ass. But the point is, like, this is the first real live stream after the exit. It's not after. We are still facing a massive exodus. But this is the first real live stream amidst all of this, so I can't guarantee whether or not we will see new faces. I know that we have one new face. I hope you're still in the chat, Natalie, by the way. We haven't scared you off. But yeah. Overall, when I saw Max, I was like, ooh, new friend. Probably new friend from Exodus, but totally a-okay cryptic. I'm so glad that you are here as well, because you are my biggest enabler of tangents, and also your presence is generally a delight. But yeah, I know that I usually kind of vibe with us, which is totally a-okay. Some nights it just be like that. I barely have spoons right now too, so if yours is a spoon situation, as I recall some situations had been, I hope that you are just kind of like sitting back, chilling, and chilling with us. Lily Lockwood says, ditto on finding the motivation. I think I'm also just scared to write the scene. It's the big climax. I know what I want to happen, but actually putting it into words is a heckin' struggle. Oh my god, I hear you so much. Especially since, like, the climax is the thing that you plan the most in a book, am I right? Like, so, like, you've probably done a lot of planning on this, and it's like the moment that you want to get to. But I'm sure that it will be so satisfying once you get past it. But it's like getting to the thing that you've planned for, or that you've at least built up to, is difficult because you want it to be perfect, and the words don't seem to be perfect, and I totally get it. But taking your time with it and going at it slowly means that you'll find those words. Hopefully soon, hopefully eventually, but for sure, I get that it's a struggle. That struggle is very real, and I hope that you push on through soon. Natalie L says, yeah, I've gained like 200 followers in the last month or so because I got in a starter pack geek. Those starter packs, man, like, honestly, they're amazing. Like, I think I'm on, like, I've lost count on how many that I'm actually on. I know that there's a tool called Clear Sky that lets you see how many starter packs you're a part of and how many lists you're on. And now and then I kind of use it, especially when I get an influx, because I'm like, what the fuck? Where did these people come from? But like, anytime that I see like a writer starter pack that I fit into, I'm like, hey, so can I get on it? Because like, ultimately, there are also great ways to find your peoples and to find your communities. Like, for sure, having hundreds of people show up and just follow you is overwhelming. You can't talk to that many people at once. You can't even follow back that many people. Like, I'm so behind in follow backs. But, like, it gives you a higher pull of finding the people, you know what I mean? So, so in short, like, if you're needing a blue sky, get yourself on a starter pack, man. They are usually pretty chill about adding people. Anyway, Max, I love enabling tangents, and I love you. This is actually the YouTube account I made to keep my writing playlist separate from everything else so I can find them. Oh, that's actually a really smart idea. My YouTube is a massive pile of what the actual fuck. I don't know if my following list is public, but if you go on there, it's like all of my playlists are private. I can never find anything except for watch later on it. It's bad. But my subscriptions are also like out of control because I don't have separate accounts. This is all just one account, and this account is like maybe 20 years old by now. So that is actually a smarter idea, and I fully support actually just following what Cryptic said. Please be organized, don't hate yourself. Max Lessa says climaxes are terrifying, so hell yeah. Solidarity. Allie L says, I did my writing earlier in the day, West Coast time, got 2,200 words today. Damn! Which is a personal best by far. So far, I've been working on a list of questions I need to answer for my story while dinner cooks. That is a lot of progress. Like, if we're talking 2,200 words just on the work in progress, and then that's separate from the questions list, that is an amazing amount of work that you've done in a single day, and I wholeheartedly applaud you for that. But also, I also kind of envy you a little bit because, like, I want to be able to write 2,200 words in a day again. Oh my goodness. But also, heck yeah for being productive while cooking dinner. Lily Lockwood offers the ta-da gift. or ta-da emoji, not GIF. As if YouTube will let us do GIFs in the chats. But yeah, man, it's been one hell of a couple of weeks, my dudes. Like, I am so tired right now. The weekend, by the way, was very much a busy one. I was out in, actually, I mentioned this, on my blue sky, but basically Saturday I spent 5 hours hiking up and down Upper West Side in Manhattan, which I would not recommend that you do unless you have the right shoes for it. So then on Sunday it was like another run around, but it felt good because I was hanging out with friends and getting drunk and just like spending all these hours being out and social with people, and it was just a fun time all around. But I'm an introvert for sure, and there are days when I just need to vegetate. So it's sort of like I did not give myself any time before the work week. And my God, it's been one hell of an action-packed work week because work itself, I'm not going to talk about what I do for a living, but specifically, but basically it's like one thing after another on 9 to 5:30 every single day, and all of a sudden we're at Thursday, which is weird because it definitely doesn't feel like a Thursday. It feels like a Tuesday, to be honest with you. YouTube should let us do GIFs in chat. I almost want to agree, but I also know the kind of people who use YouTube, so I feel like that would be a bad idea, and it's good that we don't have that option. Lily Lockwood says, I think most I've gotten in a day is like 1,500 words because it's been a hot minute, or I think the most I've gotten in a day is like 1,500 words. It's been a hot minute since I've written that many. Same here. Like, I think when I was working one of my other jobs and I had no social life whatsoever, I would do nano, and in those moments, like, I would have the time to write 5,000 words in one day. Now keep in mind, that was not a regular occurrence. Like 5,000 words might have been my personal best, but like normally I'd be like 1667 because NaNoWriMo. 1667 to like maybe 1800 at most, 2000 if I really pushed. But like that was when I had so much more energy and so much less going on in my life. And I guess now I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit less in a stable situation and a little bit more social, so it's like a whole confluence of things. And on top of that, mostly a little bit older and therefore less spoon heavy, I want to say. So like I socialize and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need a full day for napping. So unfortunately, I think the most that I can do is about 1,500 on a good day, like a really, really good day. Like, with these sprints, I think I average about 200 to maybe 500 words. If we're doing 3 of them, that's only about 1,500 if I'm extremely lucky. But it's difficult. You've seen me try to pull teeth to get there. Max says, Cryptic says, I've done about 1,800 once, but that was a fluke and I stand by it. I still am proud of you. Natalie L says, I passed 15,000 on my work in progress most days. Most days are like 500 to 700 words. I do have to go now because dinner is done, but sorry, this has been really fun. Thanks so much for your advice. Oh, okay. I'm going to skip right to the your last bit because I don't want to hold you up. I'll try to join again if I can. Seems like anything cool happens on East Coast time. Going to an in-person write-in at the public library next week. That is really cool. I am so happy that there are are locations that actually do in person. Like I'm in New York City and they don't do in person for some stupid reason. Or at least they do it, but it's like in bumfuck nowhere in the middle of Brooklyn. But ooh, timer over. But yeah, for sure. I hope you enjoy. The next one will be tomorrow, 8 p.m. as well. So I do hope that you can join us for at least like an hour or so. But totally, sadly, I can only host them on East Coast time. But yeah, for sure, I hope to see you around. Thank you for coming to this one. It was good to be able to talk to you, and good meeting you as well. And go enjoy your dinner. It's true. Shut up and oh, gotcha. I might have to look into that and see if they have anything for my area. But thank you, for sure. But yeah, go and enjoy your dinner. If anyone is familiar with, I've heard of it, but I don't think I've actually looked hard into it. Take care, Natalie. Going back up. Lily says, yeah, time has been flying by lately. It doesn't exist anymore. Time is, Cryptic says, time is illusion. I feel the need for napping. 4-day con took me out so hard. It sounded like so much fun, though, like a steampunk con. So I'm glad that you got to go experience that as well. Lily Lockwood says, I feel the less spoon thing. I think a goblin broke into my cupboard and stole all but one. It's a shitty bent one that got eaten in the garbage disposal. Yeah. I feel like I'll have more energy if I can correct my sleep schedule, but also, and possibly also health things like weight. Because I'll be real, like, I've been overweight since the middle of the pandemic, and I feel like half my issues are because I'm addicted to sugar now, and I'm overweight, and also sleeping like shit. So if I just take better care of myself, maybe I'll actually have energy. I say as I realize that one of the things that I was fighting with before the pandemic was also energy. But Cryptic says it was super fun, but I'm so tired, happy but tired. I gotcha. Cons are chaotic in general. Like I've been to a handful. I don't regularly go to them because they are usually loud, crowded, and not my thing normally. Like I can deal with crowds, obviously, because city girl, city nebulous blob, and also living in New York City. But like cons tend to concentrate people, and there's a lot going on, and somehow, and I don't deal well with people jammed into one area. That's why I fucking hate Times Square with an absolute passion. I am miserable if I have to travel anywhere near there. It's not a good time because that is basically like a con, but dirtier and also full of pickpockets. But yeah. Neliel, hello. Go enjoy your dinner. Thanks, love your spoon analogy, by the way. Yep, that is, it's actually a thing, I think, with the chronically ill community. I'm not diagnosed as anything, but it is, oh, the goblin thing. You're probably referring to the goblin thing, but yeah, that is a very colorful analogy. And also same, very much same. Like it's the spoon that rattles around in your garbage disposal, just kind of like dancing and clanging around. Insert good place reference here, but yeah, my God, I'm so tired right now. Oh my God. Where were we? Right. Natalie, go enjoy your dinner. we will be responsible for you. But I do love you. I love that you came for sure. But for sure, please don't let us hold you up. We want you to be well fed because being well fed and well hydrated and just taking care of yourself allows you to write better. Believe me. Do not forget to eat. Do not forget to hydrate. It's hydrate or dihydrate, my kids. But other than that, on that note, it is currently 9:25. Let's gear up for our next 20 minutes, shall we? All right. We are at 9:25 exactly. So if you are writing, slide right into your docs, and I wish you the best of luck. And ready, get set, and go. Alright, that is another sprint done. Let's see. I think I started up here. So 266 words, that's not super duper bad, considering the fact that I spent most of it distracted. How did the rest of you do? 4 starting, I think after the sprint is done, I'll probably log off for the night. Maybe, maybe not. Like, I'm trying to get through the new content with Final Fantasy because y'all know how much I love that game. But number one, I haven't been super motivated to complete the story of anything related to Dawn Trail, and number two, tired. But at the very least, like, I have other things to do. I have the society quests, which aren't bad. I have decorating my house, which is always fun. That's what I love about the game. It is, you don't have to actually play it. You can just go in and vibe for like 2 hours. But I had switched on. I'm trying out that new layout that they had just released with the new patch. But the downside is I have to redecorate everything, and it's tedious. But at the same time, it's like creative expression, and it's fantastic that you have those options in the game. Anyway, Lily Lockwood says 281 for me. That is excellent progress. That is still, you are still blowing me out of the water. It's not a competition, but still, that is a lot of productivity so far. You're up to past 600, right? Probably closer to 700. So all in all, it is shaping up to be a good day to you. Hopefully the next sprint will put you over 1,000. We'll see what happens. Lily Lockwood says, I really need to get back into Final Fantasy. I fully encourage this because I am obsessed with that MMO. It helps that I have a really good guild, essentially, free company. They kind of like encourage me to keep on playing and also hang out with them, and I should really say hi to them too after this stuff is done, but I am just so wiped. But overall, like, I'm not sure what expansion slash patch you left off on. Dawn Trail is kind of hit or miss. It's got some good story beats, a lot of good characters, especially in the back half. The front half is not bad. It's a lot of politics though, so if you like Stormblood, you'll like the first half of Dawn Trail. If it's any other expansion though, like the past several expansions have been so fucking good. Like Shadowbringers is probably the most popular expansion, but it's not my favorite, but it's probably up there for me. Endwalker is my favorite, to be honest with you, which is a controversial opinion, apparently. But I don't know, I liked it. Shadowbringers did bring the lore, and it had a lot of great characters. A lot of my favorite characters were actually in Shadowbringers or Heavensward, which is my second favorite expansion, by the way. But it's the lore with Endwalker, especially like the lore and just the progression. Like when shit starts really hitting the fan and you get towards that climax, like ties up the entire story of the first several expansions, is just a sight to behold, and I loved it so much. Lily Lockwood says, I was still pretty early in the game. I think the first storyline. I was super enjoying it, but had to take a break because of school. Ah, okay. So if you enjoyed A Realm Reborn, which is actually the least popular expansion, you will definitely like the expansions going forward. Not to say like A Realm Reborn is bad. It certainly has its moments. The patch lead up from A Realm Reborn to Heavensward, the first expansion, can be a little bit rough, but 100% I encourage you to stick with it. And also, I kind of feel like A Realm Reborn is the easiest one to kind of like pick up and put down when necessary. So, totally understandable that you set aside for school. Real life always comes first, especially when it's school. But I do hope that you get back into it because everything after A Realm Reborn is just so amazing and worth it. It's very fetch quest heavy. Yeah, basically. That is the crux of what people were saying about A Realm Reborn. When you get into Heaven's Word, a lot of the quests start, the main scenario quests at least, get super duper into building up a story. So if you stick with the main scenario quests, it's a lot easier to get into and get invested in what's going on, especially since there's a lot of drama and a lot of politics. Just to give you a brief rundown with no spoilers whatsoever, Heaven's Word is drama, and also supernatural fantasy. Not supernatural, but like high fantasy shenanigans. So if you like fantasy novels, especially if you like fantasy novels wherein there's like that hero protag standing up against a force bigger than them, you will like Heaven's Word. Stormblood is politics, politics and character building. So it's a little bit slower than Heaven's Word, which for me is why it was so hard for me to get into, and to this day it's probably my least favorite expansion. But if you like character building and character politics, political intrigue, you will like Stormblood. And it does have a really satisfying ending, so stick with that one. Endwalker is world building, lore, characters. It does a lot of different things right. In my opinion, it's got a little bit more of a scattered story. And I think also I was just kind of like playing through it the first time a few weeks before Endwalker was dropping, so I was like very stressed out and not really enjoying it as much. But it is a really good expansion as well, especially so if you're like a world building nerd, you will like Shadowbringers. Endwalker, meanwhile, is like the ending of a story, so it's right there in the name. And basically every single storyline that happened from literally A Realm Reborn, like the patches between its main story and Heaven's Word, all the way up to Shadowbringers, all of those stories get resolved and is just amazing to watch. It is like watching the climax of something, which is why Dawn Trail is a little bit underwhelming for me. But Dawn Trail, it has some bright spots, and it is a expansion, and I give it credit for being the thing that builds up, because you have to figure out where you're going to go from here. It says that right in the theme song. So it's like it's not going to be super duper exciting and super duper coherent, but it's basically the new A Realm Reborn for this current storyline. So it's still worth playing through, but it'll take you some time probably to get through the other expansions. Take your time for sure. Enjoy the story. Watch all the cutscenes. Fangirl the ones you're gonna fangirl, because there are some popular fan favorites, and you will know exactly who they are when you meet them, because they kind of make it obvious for you. And just like have fun. There's a new expansion every couple of years, so probably the next expansion will be coming out in 2026. By that point, hopefully, storyline for Dawn Trail will start to pick up. I've heard good things about this patch though, that it's got a really good story and apparently a cliffhanger. Uh, the little bit that I've seen of the storyline, like I've already done the Alliance raid, and that at least was interesting. Um, I won't get super duper into too much of the storyline because some of it is spoilers, but alternate universes, to put it in short, alternate universes in this game are a thing. Um, and I'm always for content that explores those alternate universes. Because there are just, I think that those are like the currently unanswered questions. Like, we're by the time that you get to the current patch at the end of Dawn Trail, you have explored a huge chunk of or you've basically explored most of Heidelin, the planet that this game takes place on. So it's sort of like sure, there are a few more mysteries, uh, but and there probably is a bunch of politics that we have not yet uncovered. Like, we've never been to this the homeland of both the Mikote and the dragons, Mericidia. Uh, Not really, anyway, because they're a closed off nation. They're an isolated nation thanks to past Empire shenanigans. But so there are questions with that, and I'm sure that there are questions elsewhere, but it's like we basically covered a huge chunk, even in just like the post Endwalker patches and the side game content. Like the Southern Isles brought us, were supposed to be this mystery, and all of a sudden they're a variant dungeon, that kind of thing. It's so we're running out of questions in Heidelin, but in the other worlds, it's like we've only explored a couple, and it's really cool to be able to reach out and see more content. Essentially, I'm always for it, and I feel like that's where the story might be going. Hopefully, I don't know if I just said that, but yeah. Cryptic says, alternate universes are one of my favorite things ever, to be honest. Same here. Um, just like the concept of multiverses and fun stuff, I love that so much, because you have endless possibilities and you could say so many different things. Like, between you, me, and the wall, I will let you in on one teeny tiny little secret, and that is the Nameless Song is a multiverse. And I don't mean in the sense that you might have seen on the Discord if you happen to see that Comic Sans PowerPoint presentation. I mean that it's related to the origin of the Nameless Song itself. And I can't wait to get to that part. It's going to happen in either book 2 or book 3. Once the dead god finally opens up to his own true nature, and I am holding so many cards to my chest. It's so amazing. Well, not amazing like in the sense of haha, I know something you don't know, but like more in the I have given myself so many possibilities, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. I will say this though, Mick and Eleanor do not actually visit these other worlds. Not like directly, but they're made aware of them. And there are characters who do travel to these other worlds quite regularly, and you've met one of them if you've read the 90s AU, which, surprise, is a form of canon. Cryptic said, Lily Lockwood says, rad. Yeah, the story was really what drew me in. Just to need to find the free time for it. Haha. Absolutely. It gets so much better after a Realm Reborn. Like, mumble, I'm sorry. It gets so much better after Realm Reborn. Like, it really fucking takes off in Heaven's Word. It will go balls to the wall. Quite literally right off the bat, man. Like, I can't even offer any spoilers, but shenanigans do ensue, and I am going to be so pleased when you get to them because it's mind blowing. I loved it so much, and I hope that you love it too. Cryptic says, "Oh, I need to go feed my cats. Go feed your cats, man, because they will scream and scream, and we can't let cats scream. Well, we can because they will scream. Cats will scream at anything, but go feed your cats." Totally understandable, and I hope that you come back and continue to hang out with us and not get kidnapped by cats. Lily Lockwood says, I love a multiverse. Very exciting. I actually have to hop off here, have some last minute studying I need to do, but I had a blast hanging out. Good luck with your last sprint. Totally okay. Thank you for coming in. Good luck with your studying too. Hopefully the thing that you're studying for isn't too bad, and I wish you the best of luck with it too. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But if not, totally okay. It was fun hanging out with you too. For sure, take care of yourself and get plenty of rest before that thing. Night. That said, I'm gonna let myself rest for just like 3 minutes or something like that, and then I'll start in on the next sprint. I'm not sure if there's anybody who is still viewing. The YouTube studio stats say that there are 3 people here, so we might have 1 lurker. And that is totally a-okay. But yeah, so I will do that 1 last sprint, even though it's basically like all of the active chatter is basically cryptic if cryptic comes back and isn't kidnapped by kitties. But, you know, just to wrap things up, might as well be all complete, you know what I mean? So we'll do that 1 last sprint, but give me like 2 minutes to chill. Like I said, I'm just so tired. We'll see what happens after this. Cryptic, welcome back. Congratulations for not getting kidnapped by kitties. Hopefully your kitties are cool and happy and not screaming at you. Cryptic says I was in fact not kidnapped by the cats. They took the food offering and let me leave. Good. Your kitty overlords were merciful today. I should not be on Pet Finder. I should not go to Pet Finder right now and look at cats. That is what I'm doing right now. Cryptic says Marmy may come force himself into my lap when he is done with his dinner, but you know what? That's fine. That is fine. Hell yeah, too. Tiny buddy. Tiny, warm, buzzy buddy. Just cuddling up to you. God, I should not be looking at cats, but I'm looking at cats. So you should absolutely be looking at cats. He's very orange. Oh, orange cats are the best too. They're so cuddly and friendly and also dumb as hell, but I love them. They're not dumb as hell. Every single orange cat that I've met has been smart as fuck, to be honest with you. But they're very adorably energetic and very adorably capable of getting into shenanigans. Alright, second wind has finally caught up with me, so I think I'm ready for that last sprint. If you're joining me, feel free to bring up your docks. This is going to be the last sprint. And because it's just me, Cryptic, you can feel free to continue talking at me. We all know that I'm only going to be writing like 100 words this time around. But in any case, I am starting the timer now. Good luck if you are writing the, and I'm speaking to the other viewer who might be lurking. But anyway, good luck. Words are fun. And let's go. Cryptic says, Marmy is so incredibly dumb and very smart at the same time. He does the stupidest things, but as soon as I'm upset, he gets it. See, that's what an orange cat is like. Like, they will chew their way into all sorts of trouble, but the second you look a little sad, they are crawling into your lap. And that's why I love them so much. I used to live with one, but, sadly not anymore, not for years and years. I just realized there was more in chat. He figured out how to get under the in-home bar in the new house to hide, but also when I tell him he's too close to the edge of my lap, I'll be upset if he falls off and claws me to death. I will be sad. He moves to be more securely seated. Character count on YouTube sniped me a bit there. Oh, okay. And I'll be upset if he falls to his class. I will be sad he moves to. Huh. I'm so tired. I think I get what you mean though. But yeah. Kitties are so adorable. I don't know. Sometimes I just like to casually remind you that they are technically barely domesticated animals. When they do stuff like that. And stuff like that, I mean, when I say stuff like that, I mean solve puzzles. They're smart enough to solve puzzles, but then they will claw you to death. Because, they will claw you to death because you moved the wrong way. And that's how it be sometimes. I think I phrased that weirdly. Don't worry about it too much. I am also very tired. And also craving sugar again. But I shouldn't. I've already had so much sugar today. I think that's also part of the reason why I'm so fucking tired right now. I decided to go out and get myself a little treat as a treat. And long story short, it's the first time in ages that I've had actual Dunkin'. And Dunkin' is basically just stale donut that's covered and full of sugar. And I say that affectionately because, you know, New Englander at heart, and I cannot say anything terrible about Dunkin's. But I do acknowledge that they are not exactly high culinary standards. And I have definitely had better donuts. But sometimes you just kind of want trash. It's why Taco Bell is still a thing. But, the downside is when you eat trash, you feel like trash. What a wonder. So, for example, if you have a shit ton of sugar packed into a little packet that is also trash and basically has the nutritional value of cardboard, it should really come as no surprise when you don't feel great afterwards. Cryptic said he also did not like toast when he first came home, and I broke down crying about it and asked him to get along with him. They stopped fighting. Oh, I love you so much. Just like, and I love cats. Cause like, you know that they stopped fighting for you because it made you unhappy, and that is delightful. But also, of course, they would start fighting instantly because cats. Cryptic says, God, I know what you mean. That's why I get McDonald's sometimes. Haven't had McD's for a bit though, because they had an E. coli outbreak. Yeah, I heard about that. Luckily, hilariously, in my opinion, their burgers suck hard. Like, their ordinary little cheeseburgers are pass, but like their Big Macs are like, well, they don't really suck, but like they're not the best things on the menu, weirdly enough. The best things on the menu are like their sweets and their fries, like all the side little things, chicken nuggets as well, weirdly enough. So I'm right there with you. When I used to get McD's, and the last time I've had McD's was actually in Queens, and before that, there would be one within walking distance of my old apartment, and another one within walking distance of the one in Queens, and now there's not really uh, anything within walking distance here, which is nice because except for the Dunkins and a couple of cafes, which is nice because it forces me to actually eat decently. But I do miss the options. But anyway, when I used to get McD's, it would be like coffee and either pies or fries or just like something small. Because honestly, again, their burgers aren't bad, but I definitely feel like the Big Mac is overrated. Um, and the cheeseburger is okay, but it's not something I would have every day. Whereas, like, I can eat 10, if you lined up like 10 apple pies in front of me, I would be like, I would go to town. And their coffee is weirdly really good. I don't understand. It's like Dunkin' Donuts is supposed to be the thing that you go to for coffee because coffee and donuts, right? No, their coffee is shit, but McDonald's is like real fucking coffee. Like you can feel the caffeine pump through your veins and it tastes like actual coffee freshly ground and it's like holy shit, you have no right to be this good. You are fucking McDonald's. But anyway, basically, yeah, that is all trash. And over here, I mentioned Taco Bell because, like, I think that and Burger King are the Burger King and Popeyes are my three choices for fast food, and all of them have to be Grubhubbed to me because they are all 20 minutes away by foot. But the Popeyes around here sucks. Popeyes is always hit or miss, unfortunately, and this one's a miss. And I actually generally do not like Burger King. I swear to God, it's not a theme that me and burger joints are not like a themed thing. I do like burgers when they're done well. I like Shake Shack burgers and I like Five Guys burgers. I just cannot, and I can tolerate Wendy's burgers, but I just cannot with Burger King burgers. They are so fucking bland. And everything else on their tiny ass menu is just as unappetizing, to be honest with you. But Taco Bell, that's actually like weirdly okay. Like I love their little Chipotle chicken stuff. I can eat like 10 million of those. And then regret later. But it's at least consistent and consistent flavor. It's not always great flavor, like, and it's definitely trash that will go right through you. But, you know, it's trash that I can tolerate. Anyway. Marmy will do most things if I ask. He will not, however, stop peeing in the cat carrier when we take him places. Well, why do you keep on trying to take him places? I think that's the message that he's trying to send right there. Cryptic says, I can't stand Burger King. Then again, probably a point against them is the sesame seed bun. And took me years to realize I'm minorly allergic to sesame seeds. That would do it. But also, now that you mention it, yeah, they are one of the few places that does sesame buns on everything. I think, like, McDonald's has it on their Big Macs, which are the source of the E. coli outbreak. But, like, everything else, like, it's just plain bun. And I can't believe I never realized that until now. But yeah, Burger King. And I've been sitting in a Burger King recently because my friends decided to go to one for some reason, because it was cheap and close by a couple of weeks ago. And they're doing like this new Addams Family promotion. And it looks so fucking disgusting. It's a burger with stinky cheese and some other uncomfortables on a purple bun. And I'm like, who? First off, the fuck are the Addams Family movies doing promotions still? Like, I swear to God, we haven't had an actual animated Addams Family movie since before the pandemic, and yet I still see promotions everywhere for it. And second off, who the fuck would eat those burgers, says the person who was sitting next to somebody who ate that fucking burger, and I don't understand. It's mind-boggling. And that's the last sprint, but you know what? I'm just going to, like, continue on. You saw me do words. So, Cryptic says he had to come to the new house with us, lol. Okay, that's fair. You can't leave your cat behind. But still, I feel like that's hilarious. He is just sending you a message at that point. Like, he could not pee in the cat carrier, but he's gonna pee in the cat carrier until you fix your behavior. And that behavior being taking him with you. Purple bun? Yeah, purple bun. I think it's supposed to be like purple yam. And, you know, as a Filipino, I fucking love purple yam, but, like, not on a fucking burger. Like, put it in a goddamn cake where it belongs. Like, make, if you make purple yam pandesal, I will fuck with that so hard. Purple yam halo halo, like, something like that. But, like, not a fucking burger bun, man. Like, that's just, like, it feels insulting to my culture, even. Cryptic says you did in fact do words. Hell yeah. I'm not even gonna count those words. I don't even know what I did. It's also a good place to stop because right here is where Lord Albert is supposed to come in, and this is about halfway through the scene. So, like, I can probably knock out the rest of the scene tomorrow evening if I'm feeling up for it. Or at least, on Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be like, I'm working. I said I wasn't going to talk about what I do for a living, but I'm going to talk about what I do for a living in the briefest sense. I am a remote worker, but I help out with events and symposia, educational symposia. And there's a symposium over the weekend, and it's going to be fucking great. Overtime, yay. But that's basically just a full Saturday spent in front of a computer with my personal laptop right next to me. So, like, I'll probably do word here, word there, and see what happens. But anyway, Triptych says we even had him on a gabapentin, and he still peed. I assume that's kitty medicine of some kind. But I appreciate the stubbornness of this tiny little Kuma just peeing. I can, like, imagine him just staring you dead in the eye and letting it loose. Cryptic says foods don't always mix. Correct. I mean, I'm sure that some kind of food testing went into crafting this weird-ass Addams Family burger. But, like, why? And also, why the Addams Family? Like, what the fuck are you promoting at this point? Like, literally, I'm even gonna look it up. When was the last Addams Family movie? Fucking 2021. That was the last Addams Family movie. I don't understand. I just don't. It wasn't it What did it earn on? It had a 28% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It wasn't even received well. I haven't even heard of this fucking movie. Like, I mean, obviously I've seen promotions of it because they're fucking everywhere. At least when it comes to restaurants, but like I don't even know what they're promoting anymore. Like I said, we haven't gotten an Addams Family movie since fucking 2021, and why is there a food promotion for it now? Anyway, the vet gave it to us to help him relax, but they do also use it for humans. Ah, that makes sense. Cryptic says, I wonder if it's something to do with the Wednesday show. You would think so, but it was specifically the cartoon Addams Family, not like Wednesday Netflix promotion. So like I don't understand. Like I'm looking it up now. Apparently it's just like a Halloween menu, apparently, and there were more things and I just didn't see them. There was Wednesday's Whopper, which is the burger. Here's how they describe it: enjoy the iconic flame-grilled Whopper topped with Swiss cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles, and onions, all toasted on a purple bun that gets its hue from the purple potato, topped with black sesame seeds. Things Rings. Hold tight to Things Rings, signature BK crispy onion rings served in themed packaging of the Addams family's beloved but mysterious one-handed helper. Gomez's churro fries. Actually, that does sound good. No, it doesn't if they're using potato. Let's see. Keep the flames of love alive with Gomez's churro fries. Deliciously crispy fried churros coated in cinnamon sugar and paired with chocolate dipping sauce. Okay, yes, that actually does sound delicious. Morticia's Kooky Chocolate Shake. You don't have to be a psychic to know you'll love this delicious shake that features creamy soft serve mixed with chocolate cake batter fudge and topped with black and purple cookie pieces. I feel like that's disgusting, actually. That's a little bit too much. Then again, I also don't really like shakes all that much. Like, Shake Shack is my line, essentially. Everything else just tastes like it's syrup, and I don't know. I don't like it. Fun fact, the only difference between animal gabapentin and human gabapentin is the flavoring they use, so it's not toxic to dogs. Interesting. What does it taste like now? I mean, that also is legit because a shit ton of things are toxic to dogs. Like, it's a surprising amount. And yet they will fucking eat anything and everything. Plastic, it doesn't matter. Plastic, that thing you left, a huge chunk of chocolate, uh, God knows what, somebody's underwear, it doesn't even fucking matter. Dogs will just fucking eat anything. But I understand that in a medical context, in things that you intentionally give to an animal, you would not want to poison your dog. They flavor it with vanilla because it's super bitter, which most animals and humans do not like. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is medication, so I gotcha. The issue is the xylitol and the human flavoring. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, xylitol is a huge, absolute no-no. I looked this up because it was super appealing smelling. Interesting. Also, apparently, Burger King has a Hidden Valley sponsorship, like team up, and I'm like, yeah, of course they do. I don't know why I'm still on this website. I, hmm. It's so weird because like you would something about Burger King just screams bland to me. But anyway. So yeah, words have been done. It is currently 12:40, or not 12:40, Jesus Christ, it is 10:40. I guess it's 12:40 if you live in the fucking Atlantic Ocean. But, yeah, I mean, I'll probably pick along with words and see what happens. But, I am basically tapped out for tonight. It was very tempting to taste, but I refrained. I am actually kind of glad that you refrained. First off, never take medicine that isn't yours. And second off, it's for somebody else. It's for your kitties specifically. But yeah, like I know it's safe for humans, but like, let your kitty have his stress meds, man. Poor thing. Anyway, I do appreciate that you came in. I know that I'm kind of fading right now, but I always appreciate when you come in and I have somebody to talk to and somebody to rant about Adam's family shit, I guess, among other things. Food shit. It always seems to be like politics, nostalgia, or food with me. Those are the three things. But the politics, art, nostalgia, or food. There we go. Those are the four food groups of conversation with me. But you know, it's always nice to just sort of sit here and relax, regardless of whether or not words have been done. But at the very least, these are more words than I've had done in a bit. I really had to push myself to actually sit down and do words yesterday in order to finish that one scene, and before then, it was like I barely worked on anything. But yeah, it's always nice to hang out when I can. Aw. Also, it's not fair that things I shouldn't eat smell so eatable. I agree. Like, candles, for example, how dare they smell so good? There's a company that does like dungeon candles that you're supposed to use whenever you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I bought one that was for tavern scenes, and you're supposed to light them, and they're supposed to add something to your campaign as it's happening, to your session. There we go. So I bought the tavern one, and it smelled like coffee, and it was fucking amazing. And I miss that. I need to figure out. I remember the store where I got it at least, so I can see if I can order it online and get shipped to me from there. But in any case, turning into the Spanish Inquisition a bit there. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect candles. Didn't expect me to go off about candles and how I want to eat them. Not, I don't want to eat them. Just some of them smell so good. But yeah. Sometimes the things that smell the best are not edible, and that is something that we just have to deal with. Max says, oh, yep. At TeslaCon, there was a sweets place, and they did flavored hot chocolate, and I got one with coffee in it, and oh my god, it's so good. That is really interesting. I kind of wonder what the other flavors were, because I'd imagine. Oh, and wasn't really like legit coffee, or not coffee, but hot cocoa was like made from milk and all that kind of stuff? Because if so, that sounds fucking amazing. And I say that because, again, Dunkin's sucks, and their hot cocoa is basically flavored water with the slightest hint of chocolate in it, and it's terrible. It's basically like Swiss Miss, but somehow even worse. So sometimes there's that, but considering the fact that you actually said that it's so good, I imagine that it's actual milk and actual chocolate and actual flavoring of sorts. And if so, that's excellent. I am very happy that exists in the world. And if you can remember the company, I would totally look it up online and see if they do mixes and stuff like that, because that would be nice. Otherwise, like, I make my own hot chocolate, basically. It's very simple to make. It's just like cocoa powder, sugar, milk, touch of cayenne, cinnamon. But you know, I'm sure that this just makes me want to experiment with it and just like try different things. Maybe see if I can get like syrups, Toscani syrups, because you know, like the legit stuff that baristas use. Then just try my and just see what happens. I don't know if they use milk for the samples, but I had a cup here at home with milk, and it tasted a bit different but equally good. It was a butterscotch one, a peanut butter one, and a few others. Ooh. Peanut butter hot chocolate sounds amazing, actually. Actually, I have made a hot chocolate with a sort of peanut butter. I used to have, like, when Tria and I were living together, we had a bottle of peanut butter flavored whiskey, I think it was, or something like that. And it was so good in hot chocolate. I don't know what happened to these bottles. I left all the alcohol with him, and it's a shame. But then again, I don't really drink all that often, so like probably for the best. I did take the good alcohol though, like a lemon or a yuzu sake, and probably a couple of other things I can't remember, but anyway. This is their website. They haven't gotten the hot cocoa up yet, but they said that at the con they were going to have them soonish. Sadly, I don't see a website. That is sad. Toss it to me in Discord or something like that. I would totally be down for checking out. Corey got one called Ent Drought that had maple and something else. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Like replacing sugar with maple syrup or something like that. That sounds really good. They also had an Earl Grey one that other people liked, but tasted like Lysol smells to me. And Corey, oh, ouch. I personally feel like lemon is fine in most other black teas, but for some reason Earl Grey to me is like, nah. It might just be because um, I'm used to London fogs, which are very sweet and floral, and therefore and full of milk, and all of those things do not go well with lemon. But also, like, when you get to the point that your drink smells intensely, like your tea smells intensely citrusy, you've done way too much. Um, well, it didn't send the link. YouTube strikes again. Yeah, basically. Though again, like I can't blame them entirely because like with knowing who posts on YouTube and who usually goes to these chats on any other channel but one with only like 19 followers, I can understand and I would fully appreciate those censorship efforts if this channel ever grows. Which I highly doubt because there's nothing here except for live streams. And I'm not doing too much of an effort to market and make content, but you know. Oh, thank you for that link. I've got it. Let me just take a little peek, see. Oh, okay, so they do shipping. Oh shit, this looks so cool. What are these? The Mad Tea Party. Take some more tea. Oh my god, it is tea flavored chocolate. Oh my god, that sounds fucking amazing. Thank you so much for this link. I will granted, I'm scrolling through and it looks like most of the stuff that I'm seeing immediately are sold out. But, you know, I will lurk this page. I will 100% fucking lurk this page because this all looks so fantastic. Orient Espresso. I fucking love that. Amazing. Just absolutely chef's kiss. Where are they located out of curiosity? Let me just see if they have... This is me stalking them full on. Those milk chocolate cogs were some of the best chocolate I've ever had. They are... they look amazing. Like, that's thick-ass looking chocolate right there. Milk white or dark chocolate. I like that. When they get the hot cocos up, the one that I got was Java the Nut. Good to know. I am really looking forward to seeing what kind of, because it looks like these people are fucking creative as hell and it looks fantastic. I want to see like what combinations they came up with, what their names are. Just amazing. They completely committed to the theme. Absolutely, and I love that for them. But damn, like I'm looking at all of this and all of it looks amazing. Root beer float chocolate bar? What the hell? Milk chocolate with root beer flavored turbinado sugar. Oh my god, that sounds incredible right there. This is how you win a Jax over, by the way. You just show them food and they'll be like, holy shit, I love you. Food or music, man? Absinthe-minded professor. Granted, I don't actually like absinthe. Or at least I've tried absinthe by itself. I would not recommend doing that. So I'd imagine that hopefully in chocolate would be better. Chiefly anise, yeah. No alcohol is used in the creation of this treat, making it suitable for children and temperance meetings. There was one called Schnozberries too. Oh no. I only say oh no because Schnozberry, but I'm interested in seeing what that is. Chocolate. I love that. Dark chocolate, caramel, and sea salt. I'm a little bit surprised that it's that tame, to be honest with you. A Cthulhu-themed chocolate. But, you know, like, I can see it, like, the sea salt bit, at least. Not to criticize, of course. But, like, I'm looking at Butterbeer, the fizzy wizard. That looks super adventurous. I like that. Dark Secret Key, 70% dark chocolate. Not to be eaten, but savored. Oh, yeah. I would totally. There's also a flavored marshmallow place, too. Marshmallows are so much fun. Like, I can't personally eat a lot of them because, like, it's like meringues. You can have, after the first one or two, they start to kind of, like, get a sort of weird taste to them, in my mind. Marshmallows are the same way, but I am all for flavored marshmallows and the creativity that goes into marshmallows too. Um, but also, you go to the chocolate place, you go to the marshmallow place, and you have an amazing fucking time. Well, Hearts of Gold, raspberry chocolate. Oh, I love raspberry chocolate. That's so good. Anyway, I'm gonna look away from that. Now let's see. Cantrip candles. That was what I was thinking of. Sorry, I was looking at also the website for the place where I bought the D&D candles, and I can toss a link to you if you're interested in D&D candles, but they're also hilariously nearly sold out. If I remember correctly, the schnozberry one had blueberry mint, I think. That's an interesting combination with chocolate. I mean, I could see it, but I never would have thought about blueberries alone in chocolate. That's awesome, actually. See, that kind of thing, I like that. I like creativity when it comes to food. I don't remember what the marshmallow place was called, to be honest. That's fine. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably look up a TeslaCon and go through the vendors and try to find it myself, but it's late. Let's see. The one that I gotten is even actually sold out. You know what? I think I can post links as the admin, but there you go. It is 20sidestore.com if you can't see it. It's pretty easy to remember. It's a little shop in Williamsburg, because of course it's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And it is basically a gaming store with a heavy lean towards TTRPGs and D&D in particular. So they have all kinds of D&D flavored accoutrements. That includes an entire line of candles, like I said, that you're supposed to burn during your session to help establish a sort of atmosphere. So they have like candles that are supposed to smell like dungeons, and candles that are supposed to smell like taverns, candles for your forest, candles for your harvest festival, candles for pretty much every different scenario. And it really does smell like the thing it's supposed to be. And I have never actually used them for a session, but I can imagine like it would like be offer up even more amazing immersion and just take your session to the next level, and I'm fully there for it. But sadly it seems like a lot of the ones that I liked are sold out. Although they do have a gold wheat bakery candle. Oh, I do not want to add that to my cart. And that smells literally like fresh bread. Anyway, yeah, I feel like this is a good place to wrap up on. As I mentioned, there's going to be another session tomorrow, 8 p.m. as usual. Hopefully, I'll be a little bit more awake and a little bit more put together, so I can actually host and do some writing. I mean, I shouldn't knock myself. I did get 600 words done, which is not too bad for a start. But hopefully, I'll be a little bit more present. But if not, it is what it is. It's Friday, the night of fun times. So, it's always cool hanging out with you, Cryptic. And if anybody else happens to be lurking on the sidelines, it's always cool hanging out with you as well. Hope you, Cryptic / anybody else who might be listening, come back tomorrow. But otherwise, I am going to wrap this up here. I'm going to say hi to my FC. Maybe do a little bit of interior decorating in Final Fantasy, but overall, I'm just like zoned out for the rest of the night. So yeah, take care and good night.